Hello, completed Mad Max on PlayStation 4. Want to share opinion about this game. If you take vehicular battles on barren wastelands, add brutal hand-to-hand fights, insane characters, gorgeous landscapes, and fine realization of all these elements, then you will get the game Mad Max. According to the story, apocalypse happened on the Earth. Food and resources are scarce, barren deserts are everywhere. Power belongs to chiefs who have access to weaponry, rusty vehicles, and oil supplies. There are no heroes left in this new world, only anti-heroes, and Max is one of them. The only thing he has is his precious car, on which he drives to a goal known only to him. The problem is that on his way Max has to drive through lanes ruled by a sadistic psychopath, whom he fights in the very opening cutscene. Overcoming lanes of the main psychopath is the task of the entire game. Now let's get to the point. Gameplay. Mad Max is an open-world action, whose gameplay consists of two elements: driving the car and moving on foot. Certainly both activities are accompanied by battles. In Mad Max, the car is not only a transportation device, but also a means for destruction, necessary to complete multiple tasks. Besides ramming, the main character can shoot harpoon, shotgun, exploding spears, and throw fire from side burners. The car can also be upgraded to improve speed and battle mechanics. Generally, a vehicular element of the gameplay is made well, and as for me, it was interesting to speed through a wasteland and complete tasks. Another part of all your activity is about plundering enemy camps and destruction of all life that you can find there. Here, developers made everything right as well. Mad Max uses an already familiar fighting system, in which a majority of actions is about alternation of attack and counter-attack, pushing a couple of buttons. Diversity is being maintained by the use of strong attacks, finishing attacks, stabbing with knives, and shooting at point-blank range. Despite the fact that we have seen these battle mechanics on more than one occasion, fights are still really captivating, and the reason is following. Max has no superpowers, no awesome gadgets, and no special training. He has to rely on his fists, knives, and opportunely taken enemy weapons. Thus, Max fights the way each of us would do. Thanks to that, the fights happen to be more realistic than in other games, and they look more brutal, which is good. Probably the thing that I like the most about this game is atmosphere. Each element of the game makes you feel madness. Abandoned landscapes. Everything is covered with rust and made of scrap metal. Enemies and allies settle their bases in crushed airplanes, ships, and submarines. Each character of the game is insane in his own way. One worships fire, another pierces his body with blades to alleviate pain. The third thinks that the desert will be soon flooded by the ocean, and he must urgently prepare ships. In my opinion, the most prominent character is Chumbucket, who acts as a second driver and a mechanic of Max's car. Chumbucket worships the car and considers Max for an angel. From Chumbucket we can often hear delirious comments on Max's actions, which greatly complement the atmosphere. Thanks to all of the things described above, Mad Max is not a simple combination of vehicular battles and brutal melee fights. Instead, it is a whole insane world. I felt hatred to enemies, sensed an urge to speed up as fast as possible and drive into them or throw myself into a crowd of bandits and savor brutality of a melee. If you are keen on such things, then Mad Max will be a great choice. If you want to get a wider view of the game, you may watch an hour-long fragment of gameplay available on my channel. Links for demonstrative gameplay and a complete walkthrough can be found in the description below the video. See you later!
Kill them all. I want you to paint my name in their blood across the lands.
Where is he? Blood to your veins. Where is he? Where is he? Now, Marcy!